Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. It was back in April 1999. I had gone to the Barnett Street police station in Montego Bay, where a matter relating to the murder of my stepson was being investigated. I was not in a good mood, as I was supposed to come face to face with one of the young men who was implicated in the murder which had taken place at Jarrett Park some months earlier. As I walked towards the staircase which led to the CIB interrogation room, I heard someone say "teach." That name was the way some of my students at St. James I called me when they did not say Mr. Freighter. I saw a young man in the grilled up section of the olden era of the cell block. Although he was on the second floor of the building, I recognized him immediately. While I had never seen him with budding dreadlocks before, I recognized him. It was Jah Cure, who subsequently came to musical fame as Jah Cure. I could not have forgotten his name because of an incident that had taken place at the school some years before. A teacher had asked him his name, and when he said Jah Cure, the teacher told him, "Boy, shut up, nobody cannot name so. What is your correct name?" While the students who were standing close by began giggling, Jah Cure stood resolute. "A Jah Cure, me people, him give me name, and I saw me name." As I turned and walked towards the olden area, I could see that Jah Cure had a dejected look on his face. "How are the youth? How are them holy for?" I asked him. "John no teach. You know, say it's a gun thing them frame me pan. A court me I come from, you know. The judge give me 15 years of prison. 15 years. 15 years. John no." After speaking to Jah Cure for a little while, I turned around and began walking toward the CIB room when I saw my cousin, Superintendent Desmond Freighter. "I want of them from your place that," he said in reference to Jah Cure and St. James High School. "The judge just fixed him up a while ago, man. 15 years for gun and rape. When you go upstairs, man, ask for them boy to give the story, man. It's a nice newspaper story that." I took my cousin's advice and I got the story from one of his colleagues. In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be revisiting that story from a story I wrote for the Gleaner, which was published on April 29, 1990, under the headline 15-year jail terms, prominent Montego Bay singer sent to prison. The story read as follows. Reggae singer Jah Cure, more popularly known as Jah Cure, on the local entertainment circuit, was sentenced to a 15-year prison term in the St. James Circuit Court on Monday, shortly after he was convicted on rape and gun-related charges. The 19-year-old Alcock, who is originally a flanker in St. James, had a thriving career at the time of his arrest. He was one of the bright prospects on Burris Hammond's Harmony House label, with solid recordings such as Divide and Rule, Run Come Love Me, King in the Jungle, and Zion Awaits. According to police reports, the talented Alcock, who sports dreadlocks, was pointed out by two Montego Bay women as one of two men who forced them into a motor car at gunpoint and subsequently raped them in the Rose Hall area of the city. In outlining their complaint, the two women stated that they were standing near the Half Moon Club on their way home from the Flamingo nightclub when a car they had seen earlier pulled up beside them. They said two men came out of the car and ordered them at gunpoint in the back seat. With the frightened woman as their passengers, the men reportedly drove into the Spring Farm area of Rose Hall where the women were raped. Following the incident, the men reportedly took the women back to where they had picked them up and then drove away. Based on information given by the woman, the car was traced to Alcock, who was subsequently pointed out by the woman. As a consequence, Alcock was arrested and charged. While attorney-at-law Roy Fairclough, who represented Alcock, claimed that his client was innocent of the charge, he was nonetheless convicted by the judge who sentenced him to jail time. It should be noted that prison did not significantly alter Alcott's career as a recording artist, as under a special arrangement in the prison, he was allowed to record. In fact, One of his biggest hits, Behind These Walls, was recorded while he was in custody. It should be interesting to note that Alcock only served 8 years of his 15-year sentence, and when he was released, he was easily one of the most in-demand reggae artists across the world.
You never make it from your unjust. Rabbi Salute 2014, we come again. I know Jah Jah. Go no. Let me hear you sing that one I would never do it.
He subsequently went on to record a string of hits which made him a major column in reggae music. While he never managed to secure a US visa because of his conviction, he was nonetheless able to travel all over Europe where he headlined many shows and was a major crowd puller. Unfortunately, he again got in trouble with the law, this time in Europe, where he severely injured a promoter he claimed had robbed him of his money.
I'm waiting on Papa to stab them like 60,000 times, bro, and I have the knife myself. I'm ashamed to tell you this, bro. I'm in the damn square with Penko. My brother, this is stupid what I'm telling you, but believe me to God, if Papa shows up here, you will hear the news and someone will be here to make the video. My brother, I'm not lying when I tell you this. I'm waiting on Papa to fix him. Good.
While Jah Cure has again lost his freedom, the first instance in which he was sent to prison remains one of those unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.